All right, Wednesday, May 7th, the Lion Channel. I'm John. This is my manifesting journey to, keep track and document my manifestations, applying the law of assumption and falling asleep in the wish fulfilled to hopefully, give proof that this stuff works, and if people see it working with somebody like me who was just in a deep depression 4 or 5 weeks ago, then maybe you will start to apply it to your life and follow the law of assumption, and see the changes that I'm starting to see. As I said, 4 or 5 weeks ago, deep depression. Now I'm making videos talking about how my life's changing. So that just doesn't happen like that. So that right there should be enough to get you somewhat believing in this stuff. So two other things that I wanted to update on. Okay. The financial aspect of things, where I said it was starting to turn a little bit, that has continued. Still not big enough to start talking about. Okay, but I'm just noticing a difference and a change as to compared to what it has been. All right. So, and the second thing, and this is actually a little bigger, is I've had two health concerns that have kind of been lingering to the point where people in my family are recommending and suggesting that I see a doctor, and I've just kind of been just blowing that off. And these two concerns, one of them has been with me, God, I can't even remember for how long. It's definitely been over 10 years, maybe 15 years. And the other one, over a year. Okay, I remember last February, this particular concern came on. Both of these, okay, first of all, the concern that I've had for 10 to 15 years is the best it's ever been. All right, and it's just kind of slowly disappearing. And the same thing with the other concern that I've had for over a year. That's close to the best it's ever been, aside from when it first came on. Okay, since then it's just kind of been uncomfortable, not like pain or anything really, but just something that is kind of in the way of me doing certain things. Okay, so both of those are just magically just kind of fading away. All right, so there's two updates for you in my internal world and physical health, which if you're looking to manifest, which I said I'm focused on, pretty much financial freedom. Like that's where my focus is. But the health and these other things that are happening in my world are, when you think about it, they're attached to financial freedom, because you have to become a different person, right? It's hard to imagine somebody with millions of dollars living how I was living. Like I told you, I wouldn't make the bed some days until noon. I would be in the room with the door closed and not letting any sunlight in, and all of these things that I was doing that's not a person who makes millions of dollars a year. Okay. And I didn't put the list together saying, okay, I need to start opening the windows to become this person. These things just start happening. Okay. And that's what's been happening with me. All right. Over the last 4 or 5 weeks. So something else I wanted to just talk about, I guess, real quick, something that I realized today that I had last week, and I kind of lost this quote unquote superpower on Saturday night or moving into Sunday, is that looking at this like there's no free will. So if you go through your day, and I believe Neville Goddard mentioned this in the book, but I've definitely seen videos where David talks about it. Like, free will is basically an illusion. Like, I can move my hand over here if I want, and obviously you can do certain things in moments, but big picture wise, in the grand scheme of things, when you want to make huge changes, you will not be able to make those changes without falling asleep in the wish fulfilled. If you're just going to sleep with the same old thought patterns and the same old inner talking and the same frequency and vibration, and you keep just submitting that, and that's what's impressing the subconscious mind, that's what you're going to continue seeing in your world. So that's where the phrase comes, basically, that free will is basically an illusion. So now when I'm able to remember that, which these things sometimes you just forget. That's why I have notebooks all over the place with just reminders of things during the day, not because I think it's going to make a difference in the big picture, but just so it's easier at night. And also when my, financial freedom comes, I'm going to be in a space where I'm able to enjoy it. Like, if I was just falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, and I was, I had all these thoughts and stuff, and I was impressing the subconscious mind with this new person. But at the same time, like during the day, I wasn't really enjoying my life. Then what's the point of getting financial freedom? Because I'm still going to be someone who's not really practicing gratitude and those kinds of things. So I want to make sure that I'm enjoying the process. So that's why I'm really trying to keep myself in the zone when it comes to doing these techniques and being as present as I can, and just realizing this is a simulation, because you just become happier. Because think about it, some people might look at, if they find out that free will is just an illusion, well, it's like I have no control. But you do have the control when you fall asleep at night. So you still do have that control, but during the day, free will is an illusion. But if you take on that belief and that knowing, then you can just kind of relax, like you're watching a movie, right? Because you're inside, you're saying, well, if I want to change this, I got to do it tonight. I can't really do anything about what's happening right now. So let me just chill out and relax. And it's like an automatic detach from what's happening. So that's the way I choose to look at it, and that has helped me immensely in terms of not taking things that are happening seriously, which when you do that, you end up right where I was 4 or 5 weeks ago, because it's like you're trying to change something that's unchangeable unless you're falling asleep with a different thought pattern and different feelings. Which, if you're taking this seriously and you're thinking that you need to change this and it's not changing, what kind of thought patterns and feelings are you going to go to sleep with? You're good, it's going to be frustration, it's going to be fear, it's going to be worry, it's going to be doubt, it's going to be all those things and all of those thoughts that I was falling asleep with, which was creating a world that I really didn't want. Some of my world I wanted, but in terms of finances and the person I wanted to be, in terms of what I could offer and what I felt like I could do, I always felt like I could do more. I was never going to become that person until I was able to find this, which I'm, so grateful that I did come across that initial video, which led me to this moment. So that's it for today. All right. Shorter video, but short videos are good. So that's it. All right. I love you all. I hope this helps, and I hope you stay with me and tuned in for tomorrow. See you then. Later.